Parents, picture it. You're getting your kiddo ready for school in the morning. Instead of dressing them up in something fresh and clean, you hand over yesterday's dirty outfit. It's all you have.
This is a reality for families right here in our area. And 10 years ago, it inspired one woman to do something. Katie's with us this afternoon to tell us more about clothing our kids.
That's right, guys. All it took for Mary Rio was learning about one student who came to school in the same outfit every day, day after day, to know that she wanted and she needed to help. She wondered, what about other students with the same story? What if her grandchild was in need of clothes? Clothing Our Kids started somewhat small, and now it's making a big difference.
Are you like... That's perfect. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Help on hangers. Every article of clothing racked inside this space in Millsboro will be used to dress a Sussex County child in need.
It's not just giving them new clothes, it's giving them a sense of who they are and being able to enjoy where they are.
Kim Plum is a hardworking manager at Clothing Our Kids, an organization that founder Mary Rio initiated 10 years ago after a dinnertime conversation with her husband, who worked as a school administrator.
He told me about little Jamie, who didn't have any clothes. She just had a shirt, and she had a pair of pants, and she had shoes. And she just had one outfit. And it was in October, so she was wearing that one outfit from September on. The only time the family could wash it would be on Saturdays, so if she got dirty on a Monday, she had to wear it to school.
Hearing that one story of that one child moved Mary greatly.
From there on, I thought there has to be other people out there, and I thought, how many clothes do we buy our grandkids? I mean, seriously, they don't need all of those, and here's a child that doesn't have anything. I started put feelers out that, anybody that has children's clothing, give it to me and I will clean it up and give it out to someone who needs it.
She started to collect clothing and house it in her home to then give it out to students who were lacking in Sussex County schools and a few others.
When I think back on it, it was like 4 bins of clothes. That's all I had was 4 bins of clothes. And then it started to get more bins, and then it was like girls' bins, boys' bins. And then it just started, I had to get hang on, so I got the racks and stuff.
She got in contact with school nurses, offering them free underwear and sweatpants. And she connected with guidance counselors to find out which students may benefit from a few shirts and pants. They get the specifics and go from there.
So they came to us, we packed the box, we dropped it off at the school, at the guidance counselor. She contacted the family. They didn't know where it was coming from. They just got a box of clothing. To this day, the volunteers really never get a chance to see who the child is. We like it that way.
Mary doesn't see most of the children's reactions, but one she did see stands out. A boy who got a new pair of sneakers.
So everybody was like making fun of him, and he had duct tape around his shoes, and it would just flap, 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 flap. And he came up, and he just beamed. It just almost like he was going to cry, but no, he was too old to cry,
At first, they collected lightly used clothes. A few years later, after outgrowing her home and a few other spaces, they moved here and made a connection with someone associated with a brand name clothing warehouse. And they were hooked up with new clothes.
They said, your shipment's coming. You remember this, Kim. Your shipment's coming in and it'll be there on Tuesday. I said, okay, I'll have some people there. But you don't understand. There's pallets of them. There were hundreds of socks and underwear and hooded sweatshirts and Nike shoes. And they were all brand names. And that's when this first started.
Now, everything's new. They've got volunteers who go out shopping to keep their stock full. Kim Plum started with the organization that way.
I'm gonna get teary-eyed. My husband only had 3 shirts and 2 pairs of pants when he went to school. So it hit me.
Kim's now a manager. She says this mission has significance deeper than the surface.
children can be mean, and so having new clothing, having clothing with tags, having that you're not looking like the person next to you, being able to have a different outfit all another day helps your esteem, makes you want to go to school.
Each child gets 5 shirts, 3 to 4 pairs of pants, underwear, socks, shoes, a hoodie, pajamas, and in the wintertime, a coat, hat, and scarf. Kim and her cohorts are intentional about every individual.
The last thing you want to do after you put all this work and time in to make the child feel independent and successful is give 5 kids in the school the same yellow shirt. Because then you might as well just put a cardboard on and said, I'm a Clothing Our Kids recipient.
Because they take such tender care of their recipients, the responses are remarkable.
We get letters after letters after letters that's telling us about the change in the child. The child wants to come to school. The child's doing so much better at school. No one's making fun of them. You know what I mean? It's not just new clothes. It's actually a new life.
And if you want to help, Clothing Our Kids is hosting a fall clothing drive at the Georgetown Public Library now through November 30th. And for more on what specifically you ought to donate, all you got to do is head to delmarvalife.com. You guys, I just love this organization, and I love that they're all about new clothes too, and not giving every kid the same set of clothes, so these kids can really feel confident going to school and learn better through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for doing that story.
Yeah, absolutely.